Alright, guys. So, here we have the, DX9 Stunticons, and we're going to be doing the combine mode for all of this. So, I'm going to get all of these things prepped for combine mode, and then I'm going to transform the trailer into the Menasor frame and all that. I mean, basically, the trailer is Menasor, so there's that. Some of these take little to no effort to really get done, but I'm going to start out with our good friend Wild Rider here, because I have an extra thing just for him specifically. So under normal circumstances, the only prep you need is to just open this flap, and you got a little bit of effort here. However, I have this little piece here, which was made by those guys. Ordered this off of the eBay, and this will help tremendously in making sure that he is attached to the leg in combine mode. It does take a tiny bit of effort to get on here, though. So you can see that peg does exist there, and you have a hole here, and you've got some tabs on the side here, along with these guys there. So I'm sure this took quite some effort. So basically, you want to pop these sides open like you would to get them ready for transform. Go ahead and plug that in, tab that in there, tab that in there, and realistically, you don't really need this, but it will help. This is going to be doing all of the legwork, pun 100% intended. And in fact, he goes like this, to where this end is like that. So his vehicle mode will be upright like so. So just set that aside there. And we're going to come to Dedoendo. Girendo. Okay. And he's an interesting one, because I always have issues getting him to pop open safely. So in a similar manner, kind of pop open the two sides there and give it a bit of a yank. Open them up like so, almost like you're going to robot mode, because I can see the chest does extend there. Go ahead and grab the toes, fold them like so, and now you can see the open slot there, and this is the first of our limb bots, or arm bots I should say, and you just slide them apart, which is terrifying when you do it for the first time. And then just go ahead and tuck that back like so, and then go ahead and fix your side door frames there, and now he's good to go. Basically, just like that. So you crack them open like an egg. And then we'll come to Motormaster himself, who is the core. And the funny thing is, you don't even need Motormaster to make this happen. You just need the trailer. So we want to go ahead and put down the smokestacks, which you can do by pushing down on the pin. You can push down on the top if you're keen, but it might take a little more effort than you'd kind of like. And then you're going to come down to the bottom down here. Hold on. Camera's going to need to be repositioned a bit during this. And you're going to go ahead and unplug this from that section. Go ahead and fold these gray tabs in. Fold these wheels over. You got a tab there, slot there. So part of that is similar to the robot transformation, and then we're gonna kind of down stack this a bit like so. And then this part of the trailer now has to engulf the cab, which sounds crazy until it happens. So go ahead and split it, rotate it 180 degrees where it's like that, and then using the hinge right there in the middle, we're going to bring this up. And now you have a slot over here that will attach to the mirror, much like I said in the Motormaster specific review. And then we're just gonna kind of close it up. And like the best thing is, you don't really have to do much. It'll just find where it has to go. And then flip down these purple tabs. Now the cool thing is, you end up with like futuristic, crazy looking truck. Like, and it still rolls. All the wheels are still doing the same thing. Though realistically, this isn't the position he's going to be in. He basically becomes a truck cube. Like, really, is really what we're going to do here. And then, of course, the actual Motormaster head is completely useless in this mode. All right, coming to drag strip, he's actually probably the simplest out of everybody, because all you're going to do is unplug these, which we're holding this section on, flip them over. Oh, sorry, I always forget this part. Close that, flip all this up, rotate the engine, close in the valve covers, tab that in like so. Then you want to slide it apart like that. Go ahead and close that back up. So now you've got the front half of a race car, back half of a race car, and then fold the exhaust tips down. Just do whatever you want there. And so that's that section. And by the way, I kind of want to point this out. This actually looks like something I believe like Top Gear, or at least a couple other automotive shows did, where they back half a car that was front wheel drive and they could literally just drive it around like that. So either way, so that's prepped. And now we come to who is probably the easiest, because it requires zero transformation. Like literally nothing has to move at all here on our good friend, I should say. I mean, nothing major. Sorry, I always forget this part has to pop out, and I hope that it will. So let me try to push this down and in. I don't think that's going to work. We'll see. Because if I have to pull all this apart, I'm going to be upset. So let me pull all that out. This should just... No, because of all this, it's not just going to untab, is it? No, because the head is trapped up under there. Can I do all that? So this is going to require a little bit of effort. I lied, apparently. I said it doesn't take that much effort, and then turned around and said, oh, by the way, it takes an enormous amount of effort. Because you have the head tucked away right here. And if you can't get it out like so, you need to push this out like that to get that peg out. Now, really, I'm not sure how difficult that would be for you guys out there in the world, but it's a pain for me. Now, there we go. Stick that back in there. Close this back up. That'll tab in there. Make sure that's good. Tab your sides back in. I love that I talk shit and then it came back and was like moron. Okay, so basically you get this tab, which by the way I had to modify ever so slightly. I had to trim some of those edges. They were too rigid and actually would not go into place. But what I was getting at was this piece right here, which is meant to just slide right in there like so, and that alone is going to help hold them in place. Though the funny thing is, you've got this tab right here, and you got a post right there that don't correspond to anything that I can tell, unless there's another thing somewhere else that it can be used for. I discovered that that tab works fine for doing that, but once again, no other reason given. So realistically, this is supposed to be like that, because this post is gonna help us out. So if using this and that will basically get us where we need to go. So that is just the Stunticons themselves, prepped and ready to go for Menasor mode. And now I have to get this gigantic trailer out here and transform that, which is of course where most of our work is going to happen. Okay, so with all the cars kind of mostly cleared out of the way, in fact, Motormaster is sitting on my foot, if I'm honest. This is not going to be easy, because usually I have a whole living room table to work with, not my review set. I have yet to attempt to do this on my review set, so that's a loud truck and or car. All right, so we do want to come down here and want to flip open that panel. Same on the other side. Just get it out of the way. I'm going to grab this whole section here, and from both ends, swing this around like so. Swing this around like so. Flip that under there. Flip that under there. Then I want to pop this side panel. Same thing on the other side. So that was tabbed in here and there. And then this is kind of freeing up our legs. So I'll go ahead and split these. And they're tabbed together in the middle section there. All right, so this is the fun part. I want to go ahead and pop open. I don't have much of a fingernail right now. You need to get this panel up and open. No, actually, let's spin this around. There we go. Spin what are going to be the feet. So those are kind of flipped like so. Come on. Sometimes this little panel is tricky. You gotta get a little wiggle going on so you can pry it up. Come on. Yeah. Can I get a finger in there? Almost. Good thing is that there's some wiggle room. You just have to. Man, this is not that big a deal. It's that hard to get up. Okay, hold on. Let me try to split the legs a little bit here. Give myself a little more room to work. Okay, so it's almost up now, which is insane to think about, because I just was fighting it for so long, and now it's almost there. Okay, can I? There we go. Jeez. So pop that out. Slide the whole leg down and put that back where it goes. And then, where are we at? Okay, so we want to rotate up here. Rotate way up here at the thigh. And then we've got this panel, which will come across and tab down. And then we have our foot facing this way, and we can affix the toe like so. And we're not quite done here because we still gotta get the other leg out and about. I'm gonna try to do the same thing I did for the other side. Poke it from the inside. There we go. So we can see that sliding action in action like so. And then that will tab there. And then we will rotate like that. And then we have the same panel problem over here. And tab it down. And then we have the foot. Rotate up. Flip the toe in. Alright, so now what we need to do, as I just said, got the skirts out of the way. We can bring up. The legs are geared together. So they're geared together in the crotch right through there, and they're not all the way out yet. So now they are. And then very carefully bring the leg in. Same on the other side. And now we can stand them up. And I haven't done a bot this big in a while, and my light is in the way. I'm going to have to remove this light almost entirely, I bet. Turn on external light. Yeah. Yep, I haven't had to do this in quite some time. I don't even... Can my Yeah. Not quite there yet. Hold on. Okay, so now comes the part where I have to try to manipulate something this tall from a distance. Alright, and the lighting is so wonderful. It's a problem. Hold on. I gotta reposition my light here that doesn't do this position ever anymore. Okay. So we want to I haven't had to do a big combiner since the train bots, and that's been a while. Okay. There we go. So we're gonna grab the wheel, we're gonna bring that down. There's a couple cutouts right there for the tires to go into. So that's good. Oh, by the way, these side skirts can now come down. Let's see here. Where am I at? Okay, so up here. There's a flap right here that sometimes is problematic. You can see it popping open. There we go. It's only tabbed in right here, so if you can get it to break loose from the one side, you're golden. This is a good case of needing a spudger for a lot of it. So you want to fold those up like so, and then that will start breaking loose this area. You can go ahead and open up the back doors, and this we want to simultaneously pull up and out, because these are each on a slider like that. And once you get it to pop, it'll just go. But this is a very disconcerting part of the transformation, if I'm honest with you. Come on, break free. There we go. All right, and so we can fold that out of the way, revealing even more. Whew. Yeah, this is not easy, guys. Okay, so now, oh yeah, down here, we want to pull open this panel. Good Lord. Ugh, jeez. I don't like having to force things, but sometimes you gotta. I mean, there's like a literal area here to try to pry from, and it's just not good enough. There. Oh, man. Whew. Gotta watch where I'm stepping. And I have to work around the tripod, so let me actually shift the tripod as it goes. Okay, so now we should have some freedom of movement here. But, somebody's stuck. There it goes. Okay. So this will want to fold back. Mind you, the head is inside there. As you can see, gotta be a little careful while yoinking that through there. All right, and as you can tell, some stuff needs to move, because otherwise he's sitting in the wrong spot, which is why you grab the center section and flop it forward. And so you got these bits that will form the sides of the chest. You got this part here, which will form the chest itself. Go ahead and flip these black plates out. They're going to fill in this section. But this is where we need Motormaster, who I have already moved to the table. Now, if you've got the, you got a wifey here there. If you got that part there, that's going to go down and slot in right through there. Like so. And then you're going to have... Oh. Damn it. Wow. This is not ideal, guys. Oh, wow, that whole plate came apart. That's not supposed to happen. Alright, so we want to take these, close that up, tab that in, and now this will come over here, and if you got it lined up right, everybody will peg in like they're supposed to. So once again, that's close that panel, tab that in, come over here, and you've got holes here, post, other holes, and you want to give that a pretty good squeeze and close those guys up as well, because if you don't have that squozen properly, it won't close up with the part that we're about to do. So now we need to do the arms. So we want to rotate this whole black section here 180. So now you've got the silver part of the elbow facing this way, and then we can just unplug like so, and we're going to do that number and swing out the hand, extend the fingers, who cares, you know, whatever you got to do. Sorry, it's not necessarily on camera, but you can hear what I'm doing, I think. And then I think at this point we're good. We can just close up the chest, right? Yeah, you can solidify the chesticles like so. All right, so other point of view of how this works: rotate 180, pull that down a little bit so you can get a little leverage. Post, hole, extend the arm, flip the hand out, which I do love the fact that the hand is just kind of in ready position when you're good to pull it out there. Okay, so now comes a slightly complicated part where we have to get all this into position. And you can see we got a post there. We got a hole here. So bring all that down. And we're going to hold this in place. Line up our two post holes, which are not perfectly aligned, but I got it. Same thing over here. Got it. Okay. And we'll take here, flip that closed, flip that closed. Already good there. And other than fixing our front skirt and our associated back skirt, we have Menasor's most of its transformation complete. But I will drop down here and show off something that I missed the first go around, but you can turn this spring-loaded guy here, and that will pop open your thigh, revealing details. Whew. Now I'm going to take a break for a minute, because that took a lot out of me. Okay, so now to apply our other bots. So we'll take drag strip, who's on this side. You can see he's got this nice kind of weird T-tab here, and it will go right in here. Oh, sorry, hold on. You do have to make sure you push that in. All right, and yeah, I'm sitting down for this because it's so much easier. And like, if you want to, you can, let's say, get the, there we go. Get at least one click out of the arm. Now for the forearm, you've got where that centerpiece for the torso slides in, and then you've got a couple of tab holes there. So you've got your tabs, and that weird shaped slot goes there, and then the exhaust pipes are going to go there-ish. And this is not the easiest thing to line up at first, or at 15th, either way, however many times you've done it. Sometimes it's not easy to line up, if I'm just being honest. But there we go. I got her lined up. So there's drag strip applied properly. So let's go work on dead end, which is very similar. So you've got the top half of the car, which has a similar device there. As far as I know, you can't swap them because they sit drastically differently. Because you can see this one, you know, you got the open bit of a car, and over here it sits flush. So it's a little bit different. I mean, you could, but you definitely can't swap these guys, as far as I know. Yeah, this is the first time I've questioned it. As far as I know, you can't do it, but I've never tried. So either way, this one, once again, slots, T-tab there, and the toes go inside the big robot forearm. And we'll give it a little bit of a thing here. Oh, what's going on over here, boss? All right. That's fine. It's just weird. I don't know why. Okay. Oh, I see what's up. His legs are not. Come on. There's an in-between I'm trying to find. There we go. All right. So now I need to drop the camera down and do the leg bots. All right. So now that we're down here, you can see we do have big open spots in the back of the legs here, and you can reach in here and flip up these very, very dumb collapsible bits here. That one is still going to be useful, but if I recall correctly, with the new 3D printed piece, this one's going to be useless. But on this one, you can see where our good friend Wild Rider here, his this thing is supposed to go into there, and then this hole is supposed to line up to that post. However, you can do that, but it will be a super floppy mess. It will not stay on. It's a very poor design choice. And given the fact you've got a tab slot here, and like you could have had something that could have caught maybe the inside of the tires to hold them in place better. There's a better way to have engineered this. So actually, I'm going to tuck that out of the way like that. So that's why this part here from GX whatever. If I can find the link again, I will share it in the description down below. So folding that out of the way. So you've got this big tab here and an offset one here. Those are going to go inside this piece here. So we're probably going to have to flip that out. We're going to insert one side and pull out on the other, and hope for the best. Oh, it came apart on this side. That's not supposed to happen. Dang it. Yeah, you do run a risk of that. And it is just 3D printed FDM style stuff, so you might want to bear with it a little. Okay, so once again, it's going inside this groove inside here, and this one's going in this groove. But trying to line that up with the wheels and everything in the right spot. Sometimes I've seen it to where you try to install it first. Okay, so that is like that, and then there we go. Okay, that got her. All right, and then you have to pull up on the body and tab that back in. All right, so that holds him in place very securely, if not slightly off kilter from where he's supposed to sit. I mean, there's a little wonkiness going on, but I mean, he's on the back of the leg. What do you want? I mean, honestly, but it's the only secure way to do it, and I haven't seen another version that would allow it to get better, if I'm honest with you. So with our other friend Breakdown here, you've got this blue piece that was coming out of his chest that we struggled with to get out earlier. That's going to go right there. Those little clippy doos are going to hold it, sort of. And then this guy here, which is something I completely didn't even know about until I watched MGo's video, is going to line up to there. But we have the same problem that you got to push this through there, and it ain't an easy fit. So once again, you need to push open that side panel to give yourself some room for activities. And I'm going to say this, it's probably not the easiest thing to line up. I think I got it there. If you have big fat fingers, it's probably difficult to manage. Okay, so make sure you hold the leg up all the way to tab that in. Damn it. Hold on, let me There we go. And you go in there. Okay, so the few times that I've totally combined them up, I didn't know what this part was for, and I also forgot it existed entirely. It wasn't until I went to go get this guy, or get everybody out of the box, when I remembered that was there and what to look up. So this is actually the very first time I've had Menasor complete and totally, totally good to go. There we go. There is DX9 Menasor fully combined and transformed. And holy crap. It's hard to do on this review set. Not gonna lie. A big open table where you can approach from all directions. It's probably the best way to have done this. Oh, I envy certain reviewers, by all means. Alright, once again, quick break, and we'll be back. Alright, hopefully I didn't accidentally unplug the audio back there. I might have done. So, I was remembering the fact that he does, in fact, have a light-up feature in the eyes, in the head, and you take off the back panel here. I'm going to have to readjust all my lighting again. And you have what is the actual light thing here. Unfortunately, I don't have the batteries. They take LR721s. Shout out to MGO for informing me of that. I have had to buy about 10 different type of batteries for large transformers and or other things over the years, and somehow that has not ever come across. The LR721s, or AG11s as they're known. In theory, I could try my local like Walgreens or Walmart or something and see, but I don't think it's worth it. I'll just order some on Amazon. It's usually the fastest way and cheapest way. I can pay like 15 bucks for like 4 batteries, or I can pay 7 for 10, you know. So either way, we'll take a look at the chest and everything here. So we do have some nice purple translucent here, some nice stuff going on there. I'm not entirely keen on that particular Decepticon logo. I'll probably put a different one there. Realistically, it should go here. However, the obvious problem is obvious. This is one of those cases of they didn't plan ahead for that kind of thing. Speaking of a head, you do actually have the ability to pull the head up a little bit and get a little bit more hingy motion out of it, along with rotating. You look up and you look down. The horns can move slightly. I've seen some 3D printed curved horns instead of straight. And then, of course, there's some versions of Menasor where these are like missile pods. So I think there's like some stickers that you can apply there and sort of give you that option. Will you fix your zoom already? There you go. And every now and then I do have a problem with these little flank tabs. So once again, purple translucent here, purple translucent there on the crotch. Trying to come down slowly. And I think, yeah, you can rotate at the waist. It's difficult, but you can. So it's a really chunky thing, and I'm scared with some of these ratchets, to be totally honest. But the arms, you do have some upward motion like that, and then you also have the actual ratchet there, so you can extend the arm to about there before the car runs into trouble. And then you've got nice hefty ratchets there, but they are moving. The elbows are interesting because it's basically a single jointed elbow on 2 pivot points in a weird way. And because of the way it's geared, it literally just moves like that. Like it's 2 different ends of it geared together, so they just move like that. And you do get a little bit of supplemental movement here with the silver bit on the elbow, and you do, gotta watch out for that. You do get rotation at the bicep, which is also heavily ratcheted, which is happy, but you don't have any forearm rotation, which I guess is fine. And the hands can rotate like so, and then you got each individual finger articulated very well, so you can do things like so. No kind of ab crunch, because that's just not happening. But you would think with the way that the center works. Oh, by the way, this is what I was talking about. He's just got this spot right there, and there's nothing that I can see that could plug into that or anything else like that. And this is like one of the only kind of ugly sections, is just this. Part of me wishes you could just get like a blank block that will just close that off. I mean, I'm fairly certain, like in the cartoon, like from behind you can see a little bit of Motor Master and stuff like that. I doubt it looks exactly like this, but it is what it is. So let's come down a bit for the legs. And basically in the transformation, you kind of saw what he could do. You do have these big hefty ratchets out to the side here, so you can do probably a perfect Jean-Claude. The scary part is down like that. Okay, jeez. And then of course thigh rotation as part of the transformation. You do get a big chunky single jointed knee, which gets you 90, but then you completely run out of room, so that's fine. So you can get a little bit of posability out of them. The feet, the feetums sit down, way down here. They do rotate, but only a little bit. They only kind of rotate inward. So if you want to get a little bit of outward motion there, you can do that. Of course, you can get a little bit of toe point. These will move a little. And you do have ratcheted, limited. It's not really limited. Rocker. So you can do that. But unfortunately, like just for a small, there you go, a stance, you can kind of make that happen. So that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. All right, so let's come. Whoa. Let's come back up here to visit the hands again, because of course he does have a gigantic sword, you know, big old shorty sword, and you do have two big tabs in the palm. Sorry, on the handle, and you've got two slots on the palm, and of course that will work either hand. I'm just going for this one because it's here. Actually, I think this is the first time I've even used the sword. I really don't think I've ever done this, to be totally honest with you. So you can do that. The only thing that kind of sucks is you don't have any wrist flap motion. So, but I know a lot of people tend to have him pose with the sword like pointed down. I've seen that as like a general pose where he's standing there and the sword is like pointed at the ground. All right, so one other thing, I already mentioned it, our bug friend here. So this is from that one episode, and the wings open up, and I don't know exactly what it was supposed to do, but in the show he's holding the wings open like this, and like I guess some kind of energy field or something is coming out. Not sure. I'm gonna come down here so I can transform our bug friend into the gun that he's meant to be. By the way, nice metallic purple paint there, gold paint, red paint. Translucent bug eyes, which I believe I had to glue one on because it popped off really easily out of the box. Once again, wings can move. Legs are actually kind of posable, which is neat, like, because, you know, who would have thought you would ever need that. And then you do have all of this up under here. So let's go ahead and fold these in, and then these guys all tabbed together. If you've ever done any Insecticons, you kind of know what's happening here to a degree, because, well, frankly, it's pretty similar. So we want to unpeg the legs from there, and then bring the wings closed. Bring that up and hinge all of this out like so. You want to bring this up, spin it around, bring it back down, extend this, extend that. That's going to be the barrel of our gun. And then close up your wings And you want to fold these guys up in here. Oh, sorry, I closed that wrong. So that needs to be open, and then you close it around these tabs so it'll stay in place like so. And then close up these little antennae. And this is meant to be your handle. The weird thing is this looks like a handle of some sort, but it's not. That's somehow the barrel. Not to mention you'd think that would be flipped, but no. Okay, so that's just how we do. And for comparison, there he is with Motormaster's gun, which, you know, you'd think basically you could use this gun if it was the right tab. But you take this tiny little handle that you got here, you got a tab there, which will plug into the hand somewhere like that. Once again, that is a very, very short handle. So do what you got to do. But there we go. There is our Menasor friend. I'm going to back up a little bit. There he is in his full and complete combined mode with his big old chunky weapons. Good lord. That is a lot. It is a lot to take care of. So I'm gonna grab an accessible other large robot for comparison. I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I had to go to the ultra wide camera here. Let me come down just a little bit. I love that you can see the microphone in the camera. That never happens. Alright, so size comparison there for the final little bit of this is, of course, the last major combiner we got, and as the Moon Studios Raiden. Now, mind you, they're the same height basically at the horns there. I mean, the wings are going to be a little bit taller, but he's also got a really wide A stance going. So if I straighten up his legs just a little bit more, like maybe 1 or 2 clicks in, which I'm terrified to do, he'd probably gain just a little bit of height over Menasor. But I'm trying to remember if he faced off against specific combiners fairly often. I don't remember if it was Menasor or if it was, I think it might have been, but there's other ones. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not massively familiar with the Japanese continuity and stuff like that. The later series where these guys were from, whereas Menasor is straight up G1, but a bunch of those combiners stuck around. It might have just been Devastator at some point as well. I would have got my Toy World Devi out, but it is a pain. But needless to say, this set of DX9 combiner bots here is in scale with the Toy World / Zeta combiners. In scale with, not the same stuff. Whereas Moon Studios is sort of probably maybe a spinoff of Zeta. DX9 was doing their own thing back in the day. They did MP bots. This was basically one of the last things they did as they went. And also with the DX9 Gabriel, which is their Omega Supreme, he's actually kind of just a hair bigger, if anything, than these guys. I mean, like, just barely, if at all, if not roughly the same size. So you get into that vein there, where basically most most of the same era made combiners in the same scale, so that you can, even though they weren't going to make, like DX9 never made Constructicons, they never made, as far as I know, they never made Protectobots. It didn't do anything else like that. But then again, not that much later, Zeta came along. Toy World did their thing. Then Zeta came out of nowhere, and they started making everything, and they were in scale with all of that. Now, mind you, of course, there was X-Transbots. I believe it was X-Transbots did a Menasor, which I think is smaller. Fans Toys Menasor, which is still in progress after a few years, still is roughly the same size from what I gather. So considering DX9 was one of the earliest ones, and they got it done, and they're even re-releasing it almost as a slap in the face to Fans Toys, be like, hey, you still haven't finished your Menasor? We're just going to go ahead and sell ours again, you know. So it's a whole big brouhaha. But Modern combiner, much older combiner. Also, all-in-one, not technically all-in-one. I mean, really, if you want to go there, they use the parts forming aspect of the trailer to become Menasor's main body as the basic all-in-one gimmick. And that's one thing that at least the Stunticons do give you. So that is actually a good idea. I didn't even consider that. He is one of the earlier, in this scale, all-in-one combiners without having to have extra parts that don't integrate at all. At least as of my current recording, I don't have the lights yet for his eyes. I did, I'm sorry, the batteries to light up his eyes. I will be including that footage. So if you saw the footage, or if you see it after this moment, depending on where it's at, when I film it, I will be doing that. In fact, I still, just to show you, I still have the back of the head and the switch and all that sitting out here so that I remember to do that beforehand. Alright guys, so many days later, not that it matters to you, I did finally get the batteries. Got them off of Amazon. They are SR721s. SW doesn't really mean anything. This whole thing with Amazon Prime and all that, I think was $8, something like that. Amazon is a great resource for buying any of these batteries. However, I don't need this many. So what I'm probably going to do is reach out to some friends who probably have this guy and have never bothered to light up the eyes and see if they want to buy a couple off me or something. But either way, so basically, you take the screw out of this piece right here, and you get the switch bit that comes there. You put your two batteries inside that, and you got a single LED, which kind of sucks. I wish it was a double LED situation. So, but I'm doing this sitting down. I should be standing up for this. Hold on. All right. So, you've got where the switch itself plugs in like that. As far as I can tell, there is no up or down for this. Actually, that looks like it should be two LEDs. I don't know, it's just the one. But I can insert all of that. And I have my tiny screwdriver that I got, I think, from Planet X. I think, I'm not sure. The hard part is going to be it's non-magnetic. So we just do the thing. I have no idea if this is even on camera or whatever. Okay, so there's that. Flip down the ears. Let's turn his head around. Let's maybe turn off this super bright overhead light. And oh, it's on, but I think I have it aimed the wrong way. I can see it, but it looks like it's really low. I mean, that's on. Like, that is 100% on. And you can't even see it on camera. Hold on. I mean, that is pathetic right there, if I'm going to be honest with you. For all that effort, that is really pathetic. 'Cause you really can't see it on camera at all. I mean, even held in place. I mean, I'm sitting here live, like literally, and I can barely see that. So I do wonder. Let me get these other lights back on. I don't have a ton of footage left on the phone right now, so might have to wrap this up pretty quickly. It looks like it's supposed to be two LEDs, but I only see the one. Man, that is just flat out not very bright. I mean, I feel like I could wire something that'd be better than that. I mean, it could also just be that it's not hitting, because what it is just one clear panel inside the eyes, you know? So that's sad. That's kind of sad. And there we go. So I mean, with lights on in here, you can't see that at all. Like that, it's not that it's just dim, it's just not lighting those eyes worth a damn. That sucks. That sucks. I was hoping for a nice triumphant end to the video here. Oh well. Alright, so I thought I'd do this. So I turned off all of my review lights. This is just my room overhead lights. And at least on camera, it looks that bright, but in real life, it is not. It is definitely not that bright. I mean, it's better, but if you have any kind of bright light source, like I bet even if you had display lighting around it, it wouldn't look that good. Like I said, this is how I expected it to look, but you got to think the camera exposure is like automatically adjusted for what's in front of it. So, you know, it's making it look far brighter than it actually is, but I wanted to show at least what it looked like. But that's going to be it for this particular review of the combined mode of this Menasor. Mind you, the Moon Studios thing is there. It's a pain in the butt to move. Not gonna lie. But okay, so look at it this way. Look at the giant gun on that guy, and then this one is still not even remotely close. However, if you mix in just Motormaster's gun in comparison, that's kind of absurd. It is funny. So either way, but I will see you guys next time. And there will be a video that goes with this of turning that guy back into all the individual car modes. So make sure you go watch that as well. Kind of a Taro video for Menasor by himself. So I'll see you guys later. Remember, as always, keep on nerding.